What do you think, Simon, about trying to find a career or find your calling? What's your advice on that?
Sure. Well, the first thing I would say to your listeners, Harsha, is that I guarantee and promise you right now, whatever path you take, it will never be always 100% fun. There will always be aspects of any path that will, of course, be boring or feel like a chore, but that's part of the journey. If you're following a path that means something to you, you will learn how to navigate through those parts that you don't like so much. There's always going to be the aspects of any job or career that you're not going to like as much. So that's just the first thing I wanted to say. The second is, outside of Hollywood films or TV shows, I don't know anyone that wakes up one morning and goes, I know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It doesn't happen that way. It may work in the films and the TV shows that we watch, but it doesn't happen in real life. In reality, what happens is we start by asking ourselves, what am I most curious about right now? What am I most curious about right now? And this is a much softer question than what is my purpose? Because when we think about what is my purpose, that can be quite heavy. It's a very big question. What is my purpose? And that tends to put many people off looking. It's like, well, I don't know what my purpose is, so I'm just going to continue doing what I've always done. And they don't take any meaningful steps to discover what their purpose is. And that's the thing. You don't find your purpose by thinking what my purpose is. You find your purpose by living each day with purpose, i.e. to think, what am I curious about? How can I start exploring and connecting those dots? And eventually I will discover what I was meant to do. It's why Steve Jobs, in his famous Stanford University speech, said he took up calligraphy at university because he was fascinated about calligraphy. Now, he didn't know if it was going to lead to a career in design or calligraphy, but it was that exposure that allowed him to think differently when it came to building Apple. But without that calligraphy class, he wouldn't have had the insight and the thinking to make Apple stand out and be different from the competitors. So just start with asking yourself, what am I most curious about right now? Because there is wisdom in your curiosity. It is why the saying that goes, the longest journey that we take as humans are the inches from our head to our hearts, is so powerful. Because whether you want to call it your gut, your intuition, your inner compass, whatever you want to call it, it may not always be right, but it will always take you to where you need to be.